Hey everyone, in this video you will get to see my thought process when it comes to Amazon FBA listing images. If you don't know me, my name is Jonathan from Jonathan is Media, where I help Amazon sellers with their product photography. So let's get started. Understanding how to maximize your product images and Amazon product listing is an important part of selling on Amazon. Your main image is your customer's first and often most important product identifier. So making sure it is as excellent as possible is a necessity, if you ask me. In this heat map, like you can see on the screen, the customers don't scan over your title, your bullet points or your description. They check out the images, especially the main image, which is the most important one because it greatly determines if you're going to get the click from the customer. I will go into more depth on that later. They do, however, check out the reviews and a bit of the prices, but it's clear that the images have the biggest factor if a customer is going to purchase or not. So I got a few tips for you to help you shoot your product images. And tip number one is to keep it simple at first. I see so many sellers just think the more info in the images, the better. Wrong. You can't be more wrong than that. I keep a rule to myself, which is that every image should have one goal that we want to display to the customers and not have multiple benefits in one product image. With keeping it simple, I also mean having a clear color scheme throughout the images. Pick for example 3 colors and you use these 3 colors, add no other colors throughout your listing images. This gives a luxurious feeling when it comes to your product as it is not overwhelming at all. Tip number 2 that I got for you is to use good lighting. Back in school when I studied photography, yes, I went to school and I studied photography for 4 years. There was one class in that school all dedicated to only lighting. You can shoot your product with your iPhone and have it look outstanding or absolute crap with just a difference in lighting. Well, not just the lighting setup, as it's not that easy to just set up the lighting correctly and have it done, but we have to take into consideration what product we shoot. If it's glossy, what is the size, has it got any reflections on it? And based on that, we decide what lighting we use. Do we use LED lighting or tungsten lighting? What is the power of the lighting and where do we place the lighting? Do we place it very closely to the product or do we place it further away? Do we use plasterboard or a diffuser? Is our room size big enough so no other lighting will bounce into the shot? All these questions and a ton more are important when it comes to a good lighting setup. No product for me has the same setup. It's unfortunately not that simple. Okay, now let's get to tip number 3, which is to copy what works in different niches. Good artists copy and great artists steal. This, in a way, is a good strategy you can use as well. But keep in mind that I say in a different niche. So not the niche you're selling in, because how do we otherwise stand out from the competition if we have the same images as everyone else? What we can do, however, is to look at bigger, more established markets and see what the top sellers are doing for their product images. If it works for them, it might as well work for you. What I like to do when I work with clients is to have a foundation of 4 to 6 listings we like and want to copy parts of. I do this first of all because it's easy for my client to explain what they want so I can meet their expectations. And secondly, because why should we reinvent the wheel, right? When we can just copy what works for others and put their own twist on it. Alright, next I want to talk about my favorite types of images I always use. Starting off with the comparison image. This image shows the difference between your product and those from the competition. I like this one a lot because it makes you stand out from the competition. When selling on Amazon, I always recommend to be the more expensive option when it comes to the product pricing. Using a comparison image makes you able to do so. What I recommend you do is read the negative reviews and see what problems occur in your niche. If your product is the solution to these problems, then tell the customers with a comparison image. Next up, we got lifestyle different uses image. The goal of this image is to show the customers that your product can be used in different ways. Let's say you sell this leaf blower. What you want to do is tell the customers that this product can also be used to clean up their garage or maybe even clean carpets or anything else. You might think that customers will know that it can be used for that and we don't have to tell the customers that within the images. Wrong. We always need to expect the customers to be quote unquote stupid and not understand a thing about your product or how it should be used. I will give you one more of the images that I love to use on listings, which is the infographic zoom in image. The image speaks for itself. It's just an image that zooms in on any detail you want to show the customer. This helps with showing the design, the quality, or extra benefits that come with the product. It is best to use this on a benefit that your competition does not have. This again makes you stand out from the competition, and customers will more likely be choosing you over them. And lastly, before I leave you, I want to talk about the opportunity that lies ahead. I see so many markets that have unoptimized images but are selling like hotcakes. This is an opportunity where you can come in and stand out from the competition with only your images. Now, don't get me wrong. You want to do more than just think your images will be enough to win on Amazon. It's definitely possible to do so, but for long-term success, you will want to make a product that also fixes problems you find in the market. These can be small problems and don't have to cost you a fortune to make a mold or develop a totally new product from scratch. But the other way around doesn't work. You can't develop a new product and think customers will notice without really standing out from the competition using optimized listing images. I recommend you do both. 1, you differentiate by your images, and 2, you differentiate your product totally from the competition. Now, that's it for this video. And I want to thank you first of all for watching it this far. Furthermore, I want to talk a little bit about my service that I provide, and you probably likely already know what I do, but I will repeat myself once again here. What I do is I help Amazon sellers with optimizing their product listing images, and I have been doing so for a very long time. If you want to know more about my story, you can check out my about page on jonathanismedia.com/about. If you want to work with me on standing out from the competition, then check out the link below. We can talk about your business and I can show you my portfolio and tell you what I can mean for you. Thank you very much for watching it this far. I hope to speak to you soon and bye.